We're back. Fatihletic, the podcast, live on a Wednesday night in color, coming into your living room or your radio dial or Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're listening. I'm a coach, and I'm with
Casey
and
the Gunslinger.
And we are Fatihletic, the podcast. You know, I managed to get the name right tonight, guys. I got it.
I harmonized.
That was nice.
It was great.
Yeah, that was a good intro.
I brought an octave lower than I usually do.
One out of 12 is not bad for intros.
Hey, it's been a minute, but we made it. We did it.
We should
it was great.
that.
I hopefully at some point in time I'll be able to do that rock star opening we used to have at the other place, because I keep trying to do it.
Yep. Maybe we could get like Bruce Buffer to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can do that.
It's time.
Do you remember when I did?
That's Michael Buffer.
That's Michael Buffer.
Let's get ready to rumble. Bruce Buffer is It's Time.
When Team Black did the event at SLM, and I did the Michael Buffer thing. Do you remember? And that place, I thought the roof was going to come off.
Yes, that was.
Are you ready?
He does that for Raiders games.
Yes, yes. He did it for it wasn't. Yeah, it was Michael Buffer did it on Thanksgiving Day for the Cowboys game.
He's done it twice this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he does it every game or not, or just for big games or what. But
for the thousands in attendance and the millions and millions watching around the world, are you ready?
Hold on 1 second, Dan.
Yeah.
Our friend DLC says we got some extra reverb.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought.
It might be me. I think it's coming up that I am talking too close to the microphone.
Could be. Hopefully. I don't. Do you hear it on my end?
Yeah, it's my fault. It's officially my fault.
Okay.
I will not stay so close to the microphone.
You got to be fairly close to it, because you have a you have a directional mic where I have a boom mic. Yeah, so
right. But I was
mic.
You're. I was doing that.
I may be doing a little bit too.
I'll be careful.
All right. Thank you for. We need a sound man. Here's what we need. That's what we need, because I got no clue.
Let's get ready to mumble.
Mumble. There you go.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Welcome to the show, DLC, our super fan, David Larry Carroll, and he is the super host of Midnight Metal Monastery. Hit us up again on your dates and times,
yes,
please, because I've slept since the last time we did this. And 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, he's counting down. Okay, all right. So, guys, good to see you again.
We're back.
Yeah, we are back. We're not Texas back, but we're back.
And better than ever. Really, when you think about it.
We always try to strive to be better than we were the day before, right?
Yes.
I mean,
unlike Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, speaking of Urban,
is he literally just trying to get himself kicked out of town?
We don't need to even go with the show anymore. You crushed it.
See it
that's a mic drop right there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the latest information.
Tell us what's going on.
The Urban Meyer story, which I can't get enough of, because I've always wanted to see his demise.
You can't stand Urban Meyer.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
So, he allegedly kicked the former kicker of the Jaguars.
Wait.
Former kicker?
The kicker?
Kicked the kicker.
Huh.
Yes, Josh Lambo cited that he was kicked by Urban Meyer and said to make his bleeping field goals and make his bleeping kicks. And so he kicked him. And Josh Lambo came back and said, "You cannot kick me." And
I wonder where he kicked him. How this happened? I'd like to know the story behind this.
I don't know. And then allegedly he said, I'm the head ball coach. I can kick you whenever I want.
Whenever the
heck I want.
And yes. I think he kicked him in the leg.
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder if it was the kicking leg
I don't
or the
know.
plant
Maybe
leg.
Is there any witnesses to this, I wonder?
I'm sure there is.
Now you said former kicker?
Because the kickers don't coach with anybody or don't practice with anybody. So
I don't know what.
Yeah.
They watch a lot of practice.
We didn't even talk about this week about the fact, because it was last week.
Yeah.
About him in the coach's office, asking everybody in the coach's office to defend their resumes, and saying that he's won a national championship and I know what I'm doing and you guys don't. And meanwhile, he's got 3 Super Bowl coordinators in the room.
Yeah, why did he feel the need to do that?
Because he's being challenged.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody's saying he doesn't know what he's doing.
Never won.
Well, because they're pointing. I think they're pointing out that he doesn't know what he's doing. Not accusing. I think at this point, 2 and whatever 11, we can say he doesn't know what he's doing.
His worst season is an 8-5 season at Florida.
Can I remind you
Not
of
anymore.
former college coaches who, on their first stint as a pro football coach, and some in their only stint, failed miserably? Would you like me to run down the list?
Steve Spurrier.
Okay, no, 1.
Nick Saban.
Pete
2.
Carroll?
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll
failed miserably his first stint.
But didn't he make it?
He came back.
And he did well. But
Before he was at
yeah,
USC.
100%.
Yeah. There's 3.
Bill O'Brien.
He hasn't. He didn't fail on the. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay.
You said
4.
Saban. You said Saban.
Saban. There's a lot of them. There's not just a couple. Okay. There's more.
Jimmy Johnson's like the
No,
one
won
that-
the Super Bowl. Barry Switzer won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Say there's more. There's more that failed miserably.
Oh yeah.
Pete won a Super Bowl when he came
Yeah,
back.
but
Yeah.
his first stint.
Okay,
I'm talking
first
about
stint,
first stints or permanently.
Yeah.
Tell you another one that might shock you. You may not even know this. Who do you imitate sometimes?
Were you gonna say Dick Vermeil?
No.
No.
Oh,
Dick Vermeil was at UCLA.
Jim
Is
Mora?
it
No.
the slurrer?
Yeah. Who do you
Oh,
say?
yes.
Who do you do?
Oh, my
Tell me,
goodness.
Lou
Let me
Holtz.
tell you what.
Lou Holtz.
I did make a trip to the NFL, and it was
Lasted
it was
about
a
10 games.
It was a little rough around the edges, so I went back to Arkansas.
Yeah, he didn't go back. He went to Arkansas.
Yes, he went to Arkansas for the first time.
Yeah.
From Notre Dame, which is the greatest team of all time.
You're making fun of my coach.
No.
I love Lou. I literally love Lou Holtz.
You know, I do miss him being on whatever he was on, because although it was so frustrating that you couldn't understand him, it was always
could understand him just fine.
must-watch TV.
I could understand.
You need to go
but it
back
was-
and watch him tearing the newspaper up with the little with the magic trick and imitate that, because that's funny.
My favorite was just the look that Mark May would give him on a weekly basis. Like, what are you talking about, sir?
Our good friend D. Frank is also listening.
What's
By
that?
the way, coming back to Urban, I am officially declaring, and I've put it on social media, that
One of your pages?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, whatever. I've officially declared that Urban Meyer is a bigger bust than Ryan Leaf. So.
No.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
kidding me?
No,
Yeah.
Ryan Leaf is worse because Peyton Manning was there, probably.
So, can you do? I'm not going to get off this Lou Holtz thing. Can you do a Lou Holtz impression of the failure of Ryan Leaf? Can you do it?
Now, let me tell you what. There's this man named Ryan Leaf. And I tell you, that man, he could throw the ball better than anybody out there. And he got drafted in the
Second
That's all I
round.
got.
Second number 1 pick.
The
Second pick.
Yes, with the second pick. And, yeah, I can't do it.
It's over.
I can't do it.
That's funny though. That's pretty good.
It's a pretty good impression.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Bad. It's not
I'm
bad.
impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked on that
Claire.
one. I worked on that one.
That's
for
almost as
sure.
good as my Dusty Rhodes one.
yes. But yeah, Urban Meyer's pretty bad.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
pretty bad.
Did anybody really see this coming?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I did only because the Jaguars suck so bad.
Yeah, but
Like-
you would see some improvement, you would think. His philosophies of coaching aren't that bad. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He would have not had successes everywhere he's been.
But what he was able to do at college is you own those players. You are the drill sergeant. You can do whatever because their livelihood, their future depends on you. You know, you can cut them from team, bench them, whatever.
Yes,
Now they
yes.
don't have tape. They can't get to the NFL. They can't practice. Whatever. You hold their life essentially in
In college,
their football life in their hands, but in college, or excuse me, in NFL, they say, "What are you doing?"
You have 40-year-old men in there with kids. Like you can't treat me like so. I had actually listened to a great interview with Joey Harrington. So if you
Played
remember,
at Oregon.
Joey, he played at Oregon.
Yeah.
Got drafted by the Lions.
Yeah.
And then he actually
Bobby Mitchell was another one that failed in or not Bobby Mitchell. Bobby Ross.
Yeah.
That was another one that failed.
Okay.
He was at Georgia Tech, and then he went to Detroit.
Good to know.
Bob Ross did great painting, so.
But,
Sorry to interrupt you. I just thought of another coach.
But I was gonna say, so Joey Harrington was there that year that Nick Saban was at in Miami, and he talked about the fact that he had great respect for Nick Saban, but he just wasn't cut out to be an NFL coach because of the reasons you just said.
Yeah.
That Nick Saban was a control freak and he couldn't control NFL players because they're 40-year-old dudes that have lives and like in
Well, wait a minute
reality,
now.
yeah.
Bill Belichick.
Well, but
But
Bill does
They
it
come
by
from the
winning.
same coaching
If
tree.
you win,
Sure.
you can do anything. If you win, you can do anything.
But he didn't win right away.
But he's still at the end of the day, I think he lets professionals be professionals. That he's still
Maybe.
like he didn't let Tom Brady be fully himself because we didn't see that and
Yeah.
Gronk be his full
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I don't think that it compares to what you can do in a college football program. I think there's still a great amount of respect for Bill. Ask Julian Edelman. Julian Edelman is a great example of that, where like he knew that Bill still had their back. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah, in this, I asked you earlier if you've been watching Man in the Arena, the Tom Brady, whatever
story, the documentary.
which actually, surprisingly, although it's following Tom Brady, he's really used it as an opportunity to put others in the spotlight.
Sure, he really has.
Every week you're getting new guys. Teddy Bruschi, Randy Moss. This last week was Wes Welker and highlighting him. And I mean, it's been awesome. It has been awesome. But he praises Bill a lot in there. And you get a chance, because obviously the players that are speaking and whatever and what they're talking about is the Patriots and that 20-year run.
Yeah, for sure.
And so there's a lot of talk about Bill Belichick, and if you do your job, he's great.
Yeah, I mean,
he's great.
You'd still see Gronk go and party out like on the town and stuff like that. Like you hear stories and stuff. Like he let them.
If you take care of your business,
Yeah,
there you go.
I agree. I think so. But I think that's what you have Saban and now Urban Meyer that can't figure that out. And in the pros, you can be cut at any second. And like I think there's a reality of them knowing that. While in college, like those kids are forced to stay there basically. And you can just cut a guy you can't cut a guy in college. You can just demote them basically.
Put them on the bench.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So the whole business structure is way different, and so it doesn't work that way in the NFL because everybody at the end of the day, the three quarterbacks can make those quarterbacks or those throws on the roster. It's all about how they execute and all that.
Preparation.
So, yeah, it's preparation over everything. So anyway.
You're trying to say
you go.
that Ryan Leaf wasn't prepared?
I would agree with that, and I think Johnny Manziel would be the same.
Yeah.
The same way.
They are cut from the same cloth. they're whoa.
Jamarcus Russell's the same
Yeah.
situation with the story of him, like
It's really
Justin Blackman followed that.
Yeah.
yeah,
kinda.
absolutely.
Jamarcus Russell. It was like he came out of nowhere. It's like, he's just a quarterback at LSU, and then like at the bowl game, right? He goes, "Where's this guy come from?" Or at least, I mean, it's just like all of a sudden his notoriety came out of nowhere.
Well, so I'll say this, and it's not because whatever, but like LSU the year before, so in Jamarcus Russell's junior year, they played Iowa in the bowl game.
Yeah.
Iowa won on a very last second play in the Capital One Bowl, but the whole game I was like, this dude can throw.
Okay.
Has his year his senior year, everybody realizes he kind of does come out of nowhere. I didn't think that he was ever a number one pick by any means, but
The Raiders
he
did.
could throw. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I also thought that there was a lot of people that they thought were number one picks that shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Jeez, just because they were fast.
Yep.
So
Do you know how many Heisman Trophy winners are actually in the Hall of Fame?
there's not
very many.
Yeah. Well,
It's
few
like a
things.
dozen, if that.
They go to the worst teams for one, and then an injury can happen, and then whatever, or they go to these crap teams, and
That's part of it.
They don't get developed properly. They've got bad coaching and whatnot.
Ron Woodson is the only one that I can think of at the top of my head that won a Heisman.
I'll tell you in a second.
Barry Sanders.
But then go to the Hall of Fame too.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, yeah.
But wait, Barry Sanders. Yeah, Barry Sanders did go.
Well, Staubach.
Heisman. Yeah, Staubach. Rashawn Salam.
He's yeah, right.
He played for the Bears 1 year or two.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Are you looking it up, or are you?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
I'm interested.
Oh,
By the way, fun fact while we're waiting, I was doing-
nine
Nine?
Heisman Trophy winners in the Hall of Fame.
So
can you name them?
okay, let me. So we got Barry Sanders.
Yeah,
We got Roger Staubach.
yeah.
We got. Who did I just say?
Yeah, who did?
Did you get Barry Sanders, Roger Staubach,
Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson?
That's about as far as I
Did
could go.
Mike Ditka win a Heisman?
No,
Are these all old players?
most of them.
Most of
Yeah,
them.
the most
Yeah,
recent
yeah.
would have been Rod. He's not even. It's 10. So he's not on this list.
Okay.
You
Well,
want me to tell
maybe
you?
Rod Woodson didn't win the Heisman.
Yeah, read it.
He
Read
went.
it. What is it?
So Staubach.
Okay.
Okay. Doak Walker,
Jeez.
Earl Campbell,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Earl Campbell.
Tony Dorsett,
Okay.
Okay, there's a name.
Marcus Allen,
Yeah.
Tim Brown,
Okay.
Paul Hornung.
Okay.
This one will make you mad when you don't remember this. Okay. O.J.
Eric
Simpson.
Crouch.
Oh my gosh.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
He's free again.
Now this thing was published in March of 21, so since then it's been Rod Woodson. That'd be the only other one I believe that's in the Heisman Trophy winner and
Yes.
the NFL Hall of Fame. That kind of shocks you a little bit, but when you think about what Josh said about it, they always go to a horrible team.
Yeah. Yeah, I said Rod Woodson. Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson. Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. Rod Woodson.
They were both good players, though.
Yeah.
Very good players.
I mean, I agreed with you, so there you go.
So
Wait, so maybe Charles... Yeah, that's where I got it.
Isn't
Did
that
Charles
amazing?
Woodson make it to the...
Did the Dallas Cowboys have 2 of the 10?
That is crazy.
And neither one of those guys were drafted particularly high. Well, Dorsett was.
Yeah.
do you think
But
they're
Staubach
gonna
was in the
induct
10th round.
D. Frank has a question there.
What?
D. Frank? Hello.
I don't think Peterson.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
I think he deserves to be.
No, he
Oh,
won't.
he'll give
he's
me
going
he's
in.
a first ballot.
He's going in.
Really?
First ballot.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, like I mean, even despite the stuff that I don't know could be debated,
Nah.
not debated.
He's never sniffed a Super Bowl, which is
Nah, doesn't matter.
that always makes it more challenging,
For
though. But
for running backs, it doesn't. For quarterbacks, it does.
Yeah, running
Running
backs, has
backs,
no
it doesn't
bearing on
matter
it.
because I mean-
Earl Campbell didn't win one.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders didn't win one. Paul Hornung did.
Yeah,
I mean, Doak Walker, there wasn't a Super Bowl when
What
he
number
played. Tim
was-
Brown did. No, Tim Brown did not. Of course, he was a wide receiver. Marcus Allen did. He won a Super Bowl. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3. Did Woodson win one?
yes.
Pittsburgh?
yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yes.
No.
Wait,
Charles
wait.
Woodson? No, he did not.
No,
Oh
no.
no,
He
Did
went-
was
he
he in
went
Green
out
Bay?
of Green Bay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 4. Staubach, Dorsett, There's 3 that have won the Super Bowl.
That's interesting to me. Tim
Wow.
Tebow won a playoff game.
Yeah, you got that going for you.
One play, he was
One
like
play
one
off
of
game.
92 on that whole game. And he throws.
Hey, it was fun to watch while it happened.
Oh,
even
it
though
did.
I
It
mean,
did. It was-
especially from our walk of life, our
Yes.
common bond where we came together as church faith, Fatihletic. So it was fun to see Tim Tebow have this divine win here and there. I mean,
Speaking of the Heisman Trophy, has this last Heisman Trophy been the most uneventful in history?
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
It was
Oh gosh, yeah.
like
I don't even forgot they even had the thing.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
mean,
even remember who won it.
Bryce Hall did.
So, yeah,
Quarterback Notre Dame, right? Or Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
So, I mean, another foregone conclusion, basically.
On the best team, best player on
Was
the
it
best
just-
team.
Was it just like a we don't know what to do this year?
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's well, it's got to be Alabama then. Well,
Yeah.
who's important at Alabama? Oh, the quarterback. Okay. I'm not I'm
They're just,
I
but
know
there
we
really
did good
wasn't
things.
anybody though.
There was no fanfare at
To
all
me- to-
about Terry Bradshaw.
To me, Kenny
He
Pickett.
didn't win the Heisman.
Kenny Pickett should have won. Aiden Hutchinson is the guy that should have won. Like, not only was the, Bryce Young, which by I call him Bryce Hall. That's a TikToker. Bryce Young.
5, David Larry Carroll.
Yes.
5.
Oh man,
You thought you'd stump me, huh?
I don't even think Bryce Young was the best player on his team. They had that crazy good defensive lineman in Alabama that really, he was
so
even
hard
better.
for
And
a
so
defensive player to win it.
I know, but Aiden Hutchinson to me was the best player that I've seen in college football this year for Michigan. And he did make it to New York, but he's like
Yes.
J.J. Watt to me was in college. If you ever watched J.J. Watt in college, which I did, like
Who did he play for?
Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He and Russell Wilson were on the same team.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they were really good for a couple of years. They made it. They won a Rose Bowl and all that. But J.J. Watt was so stinking good in college, and Aiden Hutchinson reminds me exactly of him. Like, he's going to be insane, and he's probably going to go number 1. He should go number 1, in my opinion, overall. So, to me,
A few more months.
he should have won the Heisman. But they never. I hate that they do this. Is that their quarterbacks are so elevated anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad Devontae Smith won last year, but they definitely elevate quarterbacks too much in the Heisman.
Completely agree.
Kenny Pickett was way better. Like,
Oh, I like
It's
Kenny
because
Pickett at
it's-
Pittsburgh.
yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
It's
He's going in the
because
first round.
yeah,
They have stats on all the categories, whereas a running back is going to be very heavy on rush yards.
yeah.
Obviously, a wide receiver, receiving yards, but the quarterback gets credit for
Everything.
He doesn't get credit for the rushing yards,
But
but
he gets
the
yeah.
credit for the wins and the
Yes,
this
all
and the that and the total yards of offense.
I mean, it makes sense, but it didn't always used to be that way. That you had the Barry Sanders, Rashad Salams, and all of that. Now it just seems like it's so quarterback driven, probably because it's a quarterback league, but anymore. But I don't know.
It is a pretty important position.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you for sure.
But yeah. So
So speaking of college football, the whole landscape has changed now in the course of, like, we talked about this so many times.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But today was National Signing Day, and you had the
Boy, oh
number
boy.
2 prospect sign
In the
who thought he
nation.
was going to go to Mike Norvell, Florida State, decides to switch at the last second and join Jackson State with Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders has a large amount of funds funneled through Barstool Sports.
that are allocated, available,
Yes.
made available.
So
So how much in this name and likeness did this gentleman get?
$1.5 million.
Wow.
$1 million.
And
Unbelievable.
is that immediately available for him?
I think so.
That's
I think
crazy.
So
He'll never get on the field.
no, he will at Jackson State.
He might not.
He
doesn't need to.
He's going to take his money and run.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Jeez.
Fair enough.
Well, I think I'll retire.
Well, I mean, just think
Holy
about it.
cow.
I mean, how many people do you, and you like, none of us probably know anybody that won the lottery, but people say, yeah, I'll go to work next day. Whatever. You're not going to work. You might get bored and go back to work after about 6 months, but I promise you, you will not go to work the next day.
No,
And
these-
he gets that kind of money, he's going to he won't even be there for the first week of practice.
No, and that's why these football players anymore are like, whoa.
How long until we start having holdouts in college?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, there you go.
It could be. But Lane Kiffin said it best as we created free agency in college football.
Well, I don't understand why they didn't think that was going to happen anyway.
And that's why we are also getting the cringiest videos of Brian Kelly already down in.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
Oh.
yeah.
You love it, but you hate it, but you love it.
Derek Franklin, I don't want to ignore your question. Yes, Georgia can win a championship. They're one of the top 4 teams. So, yes, they can
Just
win.
like Cincinnati can.
Yes, Cincinnati can win too. So can Michigan and Alabama. Will they win? I don't know. I think Michigan is going to give them a run for their money, but I could be wrong though too.
I hope Michigan beats them. I
hope
want
so,
Michigan
too.
and Cincinnati in the final.
I think it'd be great.
Either that or of course, can't have Michigan, Georgia. So, I mean, you're not going to have that matchup no matter what.
Who's our other team?
That they're playing Cincinnati, Alabama.
Cincinnati, Alabama.
Alabama.
And you know, it would be a doggone shame if Cincinnati won that game.
Yes.
Doggone shame.
Yes.
Be pretty
And I'm being
doggone
I'm being sarcastic.
I mean, aren't they? They're gonna have to throw the Boise State.
Well,
Yes.
if Alabama plays like they did against Auburn, there's a shot.
Yes, there definitely is. Like, this is a vulnerable Alabama team, I
Yeah.
would say, up until I saw the
Yeah.
SEC championship game
Yeah.
when they just absolutely destroyed Georgia.
Yeah.
Which Georgia, I mean, we talked about it. Their schedule was a good schedule, but it wasn't a great SEC schedule.
But it's been that way for a while now. You don't
Yeah.
have to schedule anybody anymore.
you do.
know, okay, but you get a
Not if
couple
you're SEC.
in your the conference games hold up for themselves.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
I mean, every year they play Powder Puff, and
Yeah.
towards the end of their schedule.
I mean, Alabama is
Because
famous for it.
because going 8-4 in the SEC is good. That's one thing that the Sooners are going to have to really.
Lower
They're
their
going to have to
standards.
lower their expectations.
Lower their
because
standards.
Going 8-4 in the SEC is something to be like
Yeah,
because they
well,
beat each other up. Like,
And by the way, good luck.
yeah.
Good
Right.
luck.
But
You may
Venables,
not see 8-4.
Venables did have a good recruiting class though today, so good for him. But I don't want to say anything else. So, RadicalOnlineRadio.com after Devo. Much love to Dan, Casey, and Gunslinger. We'll see you. So after our Devo, go see DLC at RadicalRadio.com online.
It is
Thank you for your
linked in the
support.
comments.
We
Linked
thank you
in
for
the
your
comments.
support. Will you scratch our back? We'll scratch yours. That's how this goes.
Shameless plug.
Yep. Yep.
Love it. Love it.
So-
We got good people.
Yeah.
Good people that watch our show.
I mean, it's just kind of crazy. To me, it changed the college landscape in a day where now we have somebody from Jackson State, which good on Dion. I love what Dion's doing there because obviously he has created an atmosphere that people want to play there, that have said great things, that he goes 11-1 his first year. Like, that is crazy. Stealing recruits from his own school.
Yeah.
That's a crazy
How incredible is that? I mean,
thing. Yes.
but this money thing,
Yeah.
I didn't see it happening this fast.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like,
I'm with you.
I did not think it would happen this fast. It's like it didn't take them any time to break it, you know? Granted, the rules is the rules.
Rules is rules.
But now is college going to come? Is the NCAA going to come back and put all sorts of stipulations on this to try and rein it in? Like, they're going to create a salary cap, an individual salary cap, or something like that you can only pull down 40 grand a year or something like that.
Something. Yeah.
Otherwise, college in a few years will be not just NFL light. They'll be competing with the NFL because that's NFL money.
Yeah.
$1.5 million.
Yeah.
And he hasn't played it down, right?
Yeah, it'll
right?
be
$1.5 million.
It'll be crazy.
There's going to be
sure.
a stinking college draft here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Unless they
You got
rein
one
this
now.
in.
You got
Unless
one
they
now.
rein it in.
Yeah, it's not going to. It can't stop it now.
No, the
Well,
ball's
they
rolling.
can.
The horses.
I don't think they can. I don't think they will.
Horses left the barn. Otherwise, like you're gonna have another organization that's gonna be like, well, we'll pay. We're gonna have a union. It's just gonna. It's all crazy.
Did I say something about that when we first talked about the NIL?
I think so.
About pretty soon there's going to be a union for them, or either you might
Yeah,
have said
yeah,
it. You
yeah,
might
yeah.
have said it,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, here we go, folks.
Yep.
I think the NCAA is going to try and rein it in. I really do,
They're going to try.
but it's going to be difficult.
Well, when it comes to upholding morality and all that, the NCAA is of the best to do that. They're so good.
Quite an organization.
Yes. Yes. So speaking of collapses, not really. What about the NFL right now having we're kind of, I don't want to talk about this at all, but we have almost 85 players within COVID protocols right now, including the Chiefs Chargers game tomorrow, which we're losing Chris Jones. He could be possibly gone tomorrow. L'Jarius Sneed, Willie Gay, and a couple others. We're going to see this more impacting even that like it did last year because we're getting down to the wire and now half the Chiefs defense is going to be gone.
And
Baker Mayfield out this week.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Cleveland Browns are
Yep.
out this week. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like a whole
basically.
bunch of them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
And today at all the meetings they were having, I don't know what they call this summit, but they had time allocated to talk about
What to do?
the COVID. Yeah, because this is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
bad. The
'Cause you've
Omicron's
got
here.
fully vaccinated guys, right? They've
Yep.
done their vaccines like good little boys, right?
Mhm.
And they have no symptoms.
Right.
However, their test goes ding, 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 and they're done. And so they had time allocated today to talk about it. I thought it would be a big conversation. You know how much time they scheduled for that?
10 minutes.
20.
20.
20
There you go.
minutes.
It'll be interesting to see, but you're seeing some fallout there for sure.
Well, is there any way, here goes my conspiracy thinking,
Oh, boy.
that the NFL is manipulating these results to outcome
Ooh,
to sway games?
I don't know. I can't go that far. I can't go that far yet.
Because we know they kind of implied that we've seen evidence this may have, at least I have, and I think you guys have agreed with me, it kind of appears they're slanting teams in a certain direction to
I
try
would
to
say,
get.
when was the last time we had this many teams in the hunt?
Yeah.
Right? I'll get
Who
there.
favors this? If you got all these Chiefs out, then who does this benefit?
Well, whoever put money in the
I'm not
pockets
talking
of
about
the-
that part.
No, I'm
Oh,
saying
boy.
like gambling.
I'm not
saying-
talking about the gambling part.
You don't think so?
I'm not referring to that now. I'm referring to the fact that the NFL does better when teams who have not been in there before are all of a sudden in the mix, in the run. The Chargers, how long has it been?
10 years, decade.
Yeah,
See,
96 or 7.
it just looks to me as and I could again.
95.
This is just me thinking. I've felt all year long that there's going to be teams that have players that pop on COVID protocol that don't have symptoms, that are all of a sudden they've got to set out a week, and the NFL can use that to advantage to have teams win games that they probably normally wouldn't win in order to sway the alignment in the playoff picture.
I hear what you're saying, and it's funny because my dad weekly. I have basically 2 text groups that are going. I have my dad and my brother-in-law, and then
Yeah.
you guys,
Yeah.
right? My dad calls it he calls it anymore NFL WWE production.
Yeah.
And I
So your dad kind of agrees with what I'm saying.
He agrees with you.
Yeah.
Like it's like the way that these, and I don't just the way that games go anymore right now.
Yeah, remember the reffing at the beginning,
Yes.
right? I mean,
Yes.
it's been crazy.
I think more than ever, I agree with you, Dan, because
I'm starting to come around already.
I don't know that if I necessarily blame the refs for games, but they're certainly making it hard not to.
It looks suspicious at times.
Well,
It does.
That whole thing is quieted down a little bit, not so much with the Cowboys, but that is quieted down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit compared to the beginning of the season. It was all we could talk about
Yeah.
at the beginning. But now this whole COVID thing, I go back to that original statement. When was the last time we had this many teams in the hunt?
Well,
So now all those markets, because
Starting to thrive.
if the Lions get eliminated, well, the few fans that Detroit still has were invested, and now they lost half of them.
But that could be explained by adding another playoff spot. I don't think that's just because you added that playoff spot, you have people in the hunt for longer. They saw that happen in baseball too. Baseball was the same way. They added 2 playoff spots, and so everybody was in the hunt for longer. So I think that's what happened.
That's valid. I say
Yeah.
that's part of it. But look at the records.
Doesn't it open it up,
They
though,
are
when you
so
have more
close.
spots? I mean, it opens up more
100%.
possibilities, and if you have more teams in the hunt, because right now, how many teams have been mathematically eliminated?
3.
That ought to tell you right
it
there.
does. It does. I mean, you have the
the entire NFL?
the Jets, the Panthers, and I think
Jaguars?
Jaguars,
And
Lions.
Lions.
and
Four.
Houston as well. I think that
Houston,
those
5.
but that wasn't until this weekend that they were officially eliminated.
Yeah.
The Lions were officially eliminated last weekend.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At 1-10-1, they were officially eliminated.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and that is a little crazy. Like to me, I understand.
That's
So
a
I
lot
understand.
crazy.
I understand what you're saying.
So,
Sure.
question.
Yeah.
Last Sunday, you text, I believe the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs will be in the Super Bowl. You said that in the beginning part of the game, in the
Yeah.
first quarter, first half, whatever.
Yeah.
After the game, did you still feel that
Yes.
way? You've lost your
I do. I
mind.
still think that that's the case. I still think but I think.
Are you just trying to make me mad?
No. I think that I think WWE Productions, NFL Productions, is setting it up that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, all of a sudden these Chiefs are coming around, like they want the Cowboys there.
I don't think they
Look
do.
at it.
I don't think they do. They don't need Dallas in the Super Bowl to generate interest because Dallas will do it without it.
Dallas is like the WWE wrestler who doesn't need the title on them.
Exactly.
Because they always
You're
have a
proving my
good
point.
story.
You're proving my point. Don't need to put the strap on the
I
Cowboys.
never thought about
It's
that.
true though. I've been saying that for 20 years.
You don't. They're the Undertaker. Like you don't need to put the title on the Undertaker.
Even though he had it 62
Yes.
times.
He did
I
it later
just-
in his career.
Huh?
He didn't later in his
No,
career.
not later, but he did early.
Yeah.
Which I understand, but regardless.
Sorry.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, you know me, I'll talk wrestling all
Yeah.
day. But look, this has been my MO for 10 years at least. People who know me well. Probably because I made that statement 26 years ago that I don't think Dallas will ever be in the Super Bowl again. And I'm standing by that. And
Well, so far it's proved true.
well, I mean, yes, and I understand that there's, anybody can find a blind, squirrel can find an acorn every once in a while. Cowboys could luck in and back in, but as tough as it is nowadays to win playoff games, heck, it's tough.
Playoffs. It had to happen.
I mean, before we get, we opened this can up. I did. Who's going to make? So Cowboys are in, Rams are in, Cardinals are in, Packers are in, Bucks are in. After that, you got 2 more teams.
Yeah.
Who?
We don't know yet.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
That's
Viking-
where the
let's say
90s
None of those
Vikings are
teams are going to be going to challenge.
Let's say Vikings are Niners.
Okay, so there's 7.
Yeah.
Can Cowboys beat the Vikings?
Yes.
Can beat the Niners?
Yes.
Can they beat the Rams?
Yes.
Can they beat the Cardinals?
Yes.
It
Can they
depends
beat the
on
Buccaneers? Can they beat the Packers?
No. So
how, I don't know how you think they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
But they might back in. Now, here's what I'll say. I think by the end of the day, I was more like, yeah, this is Chiefs. This is a rematch. This is a rematch of last year.
So now you're changing your tune.
I think that more likely it'll be Chiefs Buccaneours again.
I hope not. I mean, I'm okay with the Chiefs.
Or Chiefs Packers.
I hope that not either.
Yeah.
To bring this thing full circle, on going back to those questions of can they beat this? Can they beat this? Can they be? The statement that needs to be made right before you answer each one of those is, well, who's on the COVID list?
Yeah, right.
It should be.
Who's on the COVID list?
I'm talking about
this week?
playoff. I think playoff time, it won't. I bet you playoff time comes around, nobody's on it.
No, that could be.
You're going to have that all decided in the shift leading up to it. Nobody's going to be on
That
it.
happened last year.
Nobody's going to be on it.
But that happened last year where you had two dudes go on the COVID list, and we had Taylor Heineke versus whatever his name was in Arizona.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It is a good question. Who's on the COVID list? Whatever. I don't know. But I have so many. It's more rigged than soccer.
It seems
right
awfully
now.
rigged.
Yeah. Or F1, if you know about that story.
I do not.
Like, so two crazy things that happened about, like, I'm just saying that sports are corrupt in general, is that F1 had a rules thing that on the very last lap changed the champion of F1 based on a formality, just a silly rule. And then you had in the Champions League, which they draw names out of a hat, basically. They redrew it to make it look like teams that they wanted more. Like, the NFL is as corrupt as these other organizations. It's just, I don't know. People are saying it now, I think, more than ever. I don't know.
Have you guys ever done, not research, but watched anything about the mob's involvement with the NBA? Like how intertwined they at least used to be?
Yes.
In there?
Yes.
I mean, is this going to be the resurgence of the mob? Is that what's going on?
No, but I think that MGM and FanDuel and all of these organizations surely are. I think this has more with gambling than we think.
Well, and that's hello with the mob.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying is like, because it all comes back to the money.
Yes.
You know, and if we can manipulate this, let's get these results this way.
I think it's the equivalent of Gotham running the NFL, like the underground. Anyway, we should probably get to picks, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, we should. While I'm doing that, I need to compile the overall schedule. We'll do it a little early this week. Can you tell people about Fatihletic?
Yes, you can go to Fatihletic a number of ways. The way that we recommend is by joining us live, which is Thursday night or Wednesday night at 8 o'clock
Central.
Okay, Central Time. Yeah, we would love it if you join us. We love it when you join the conversation. It makes it more fun. You can also check us out on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, type in Fatihletic the podcast. We have all of our episodes up from this year, most of our episodes up from this year. And then we have a good chunk just going back in our back catalog before that. And so you can go back to a couple years ago, even see some of our good shows. We've had great guests on here, so we would recommend that you like, comment, and subscribe to our show. Ring the bell, make sure you can get alerts so you know when new episodes are up. So that is where you can find us. So, but again, we love it when you join us, that you can ask us questions.
That's
and
the
all
best
that.
way.
Yeah,
That's the best way.
It's live.
Yeah, because we've got it right here on the TV, right next to us, and we just watch the comments.
Wait. It is the Fatihletic Sports Palace big screen. Get it right, not TV.
Sorry. That's what that is.
Derek did ask a question. Will baseball app happen next season? Nobody knows.
Are they up for
Nobody knows.
the labor agreement?
I tell you what, this.
Yep. So that's the short answer. We'll talk about that later when more information comes out.
In what? How many weeks till the NFL?
So we don't have any more thing to talk about in football. How's that?
That's exactly right.
And then you guys will have to be involved because I'll have to read a book or something.
Well, if we don't have a baseball season, oh boy,
it's Mount Rushmore season.
Yeah, like.
Well, we're gonna have that
Mount
anyway, guys.
Rushmore shows can we do?
We'll designate 5 minutes to the baseball score.
Yes.
We'll be done.
Gosh,
That's kind of what we do anyway,
Yeah.
for
we
sure.
might have to go on location to different places just so we can talk about
Whatever.
something that's going on
Remotes.
there. Yeah. Oh boy.
Which, if you're out there listening, we are we're open to do remotes.
Yeah, we
so,
only charge
yeah.
like $5,000.
Yeah. That's
Minus
that's
$5.
that's the licensing fee.
That's our name and likeness
Yes.
fee.
Yeah,
Oh,
We're cheap.
per show.
Yeah.
yes.
Per guest.
We're
actually.
kidding. Give
No.
me you can reach out to me on Facebook through Fatihletic if you want, or my personal Facebook page.
Does
And-
not cost money.
No, it doesn't. Maybe a meal if you're a restaurant, we might charge you
Yeah.
the food.
Yeah,
Or
no.
I'll take some buffalo
Not
wings.
gonna
yeah,
argue.
yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. There you go.
Yeah.
We're out there.
Where's the button?
Okay, so last week we did have some college games this week, but unfortunately I did not really review those. So next week we'll incorporate some college games
Great.
on with our NFL picks, and we'll kind of make it a little bit more interesting. So last week, Gunslinger, you were 6-4. You missed the Bills, the Cards, the Ravens, and the Washington football team. You missed 4. You were 6-4.
That checks.
I was 5-5. I've kind of been in a slump. 5-5, 4-6. Now 2 weeks ago I was 7-3. So I guess I haven't that much of a slump, but I haven't done too well in the last. I am 9-11 last 2 weeks. Oof, that's not good. I missed the Bills, the Cards, the Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and the Washington football team. I did peck against my Dallas Cowboys, which I claimed I was going to do most
Boy,
of the
I
season.
tell you what, it almost happened.
It did. And then KC, you were 7-3. You missed the Cards, the 49ers, and the Ravens. 7-3. So overall, going into this week, I am in last place at 83-60. Gunslinger, you're 2 games ahead of me at 85-57, but you trail KC by 3 games at 88-54.
Dang.
Total of 5 games separate all 3 of us. So
Nice.
It's a
could change
runaway.
on a dime. All right, so this week, start out Las Vegas at the Cleveland Browns. I'll go first here. I'm going to go with Las Vegas.
I'll ride with you on that one. Because guess why?
'Cause-
Cleveland in the COVID list.
Yeah.
Half the team is out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there you go. I'll take Vegas.
I'll take Vegas, too.
Wow. That pains KC so much to say that.
Hey, let's check the comments in case anybody on there wants to make some picks. We'll follow that as well.
Good call.
If any one of you guys, D. Frank, DLC, whoever,
Wants to pick along, let us know.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
just throw it up there.
Yep.
Second game, the New England Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts.
This is the game of the week.
Gunslinger.
This is tough, but not tough. I'm going New England. The Mac Jones, Bill Belichick train is rolling.
Casey?
I'm going to take the Colts.
Woo!
By the way, the New England defense is number 1 in the NFL in points, not allowed or whatever.
Sure. Not as good as the Chiefs are lately, though.
Number 1.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Is everybody healthy with the Colts?
Yeah, sure.
And
Yeah, they are. They are. Everybody's playing. Even T.Y.'s playing. It
I just
depends
feel like
on
I'm
which
upset.
Carson Wentz shows up, really,
Yeah.
is what it is. I mean, I tell you what, if they get their run game going, it's Indy all day. All day. But Bill Belichick has said that they're going to try and make it. Or no, that's the other way around. Indy has said that they're going to try and make it one-dimensional. Anyway,
I'm
yeah.
this is a tough one. What's the spread on this? Anybody know?
I lost my phone.
Uh-oh.
It can't be a lot.
Can you
Probably like
No,
five.
I'm on it.
Hang
That's
on,
what's
I
worrying
got
me.
it. I got it.
I got it. I'm on
Probably
it.
like 2 points. New England, 2.5 for the Colts. Colts minus 2.5.
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's a pick 'em.
It's not as close.
I'm going to go with Indy. It's at Indy. I'm saying the Pats have to lose sometime.
That's how I feel.
I want Indy to win. They have the potential to win, but
I'll go with the Colts.
I'm just riding with the New England train.
The Washington football team at Philadelphia. I'll take this one first. I am going to go with Philly.
I'll follow you on that one. I think Heineke's out. If he was in, I'd take Washington. But he's questionable. He might play.
I think the Eagles are darn good, actually. I think their record is, if they run the ball, they're good. I'm going with the Eagles.
They are the number 1 rushing attack in the NFL right now.
All right. We're unanimous. Tennessee at Pittsburgh.
Interesting. Huh.
Give me the Titans.
Yeah, I'm going Titans
Remember
as well.
the Titans.
I'll go
2-point spread on that game.
That's interesting. I think I will go with Tennessee.
Although Big Ben and his last hurrah, it depends if they're playing inspired, kind of like Denver did last week, which was awesome. They could come out and win. I mean, yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Wait, who did you pick?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I pick? I thought Tennessee. Titans.
Yeah.
You did.
You said that.
Okay. Cincinnati Bengals at the Denver Broncos. This will be a good game.
Yeah, this is a tough one to pick.
I'm going to go with Denver, it being at home.
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
These are all small spreads, but
Yeah, this is 2.5.
So KC goes with Denver.
Denver is minus 2.5.
And you go with Cincy. Man, I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. I don't know. I probably shouldn't do this. When I start picking teams on the road when it spreads that tough, I usually lose. But I'm going Green Bay at Baltimore.
Green Bay.
Packers.
Yeah, I don't see how. But I'm just telling you right now, Baltimore is the luckiest team in the NFL right now.
Yep.
They have more things work out there. Sometimes they don't capitalize on it, but they have more opportunities than anybody ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, they
You're
just.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had any wide receivers that could catch the ball besides
that's
Mark
true.
Andrew.
Yeah. And that backup quarterback they had was kind of Lamar Jackson-ish.
Oh yeah, Huntley. Yeah, he's
He's a mirror.
The Ravens in the offseason offered T.Y. Hilton more money in his signing bonus than what he took for his entire contract with the Colts.
Man, that's interesting.
Yeah, they tried to get another receiver over there. They were paying money, and he said he was gone.
Jeez.
He was gone, and then he basically he's a very religious guy. He kind of had a God moment with Jim Irsay, and that switched him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
New Orleans at Tampa.
Bucks.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, I don't see New Orleans winning this game. The deep cuts pick of the week. Jets at Miami.
Tua has been good. I am a part of Tua and on, so I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Yep. Gosh, you didn't like my QAnon joke, huh?
Here, follow me here. The Houston Texans, I know we're not talking about them, but the Houston Texans right now are the number 32 offense in the NFL. They're number 32 in rushing yards. They're number 31 in passing. They're number 30 in defense. The Texans' defense is better than the New York Jets. Okay? So Miami all day long.
Okay. You could have just said Miami.
I know, but I'm trying to bring some little tidbits here. Zach Wilson went 19 of 42 last week. Zach Wilson.
Gross.
All right. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. Kyle. He's wincing over there. He's wincing.
I think it's going to be...
I saw you wince. I saw you wince.
I think it's going to be one of those don't hit me in the face games. Our defense has played so well, but we're missing a lot of it.
Those who are wondering, KC is a KC fan. So.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I still think they're going to win.
I knew you weren't going to pick the Chargers.
I still think they're going to win. I still think the Chiefs are going to win.
I think they're going to win, but just to make this fun, I'm going to go with my boys.
Oh.
I'm going with the Chargers.
You almost made me have to do a cross out there, Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. All right, and the last game is the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. I know you're anticipatingly waiting my pick here because I've told you all year I'm not picking against the Cowboys. I'll tell you in a minute. Go ahead.
Well, pick the Cowboys. They're going to be 10-4 now. Good job, Cowboys.
Hey, I'll do you a favor on this one. I have stats on Dallas. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Dallas wins.
Okay. Casey?
I already picked Cowboys.
Oh, did you?
Yep. They'll be 10-4.
I'm just going to tell you that if they lose this game, it'll be the last time all year that I pick them. I'm picking them.
They lose to Mike Glennon, I swear. Like, ugh, gross.
It's a divisional game, and hopefully their little softball out last week, and I don't mean that by a softball, but a soft ball. At the end of the game, I'm hoping that they got it out of their system of this just not playing up to potential in divisional games, but we'll see.
I have never seen a pretty Cowboys versus Giants game ever.
Not for the Cowboys, anyway.
Nope. So it's not going to be pretty when they win, but they will win.
I hope so.
I think it's going to be a convincing win. I do. I think this one's going to be convincing. I think they're finally going to come out and do it.
I would agree with you, Josh, but we've been saying that since week 4. Since week 4, I've been saying that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's got to happen sometime,
I still
right?
believe in the Cowboys.
He's just saying that to aggravate me.
I would never.
The Cowboys are real this year.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, they got a record that shows.
They do.
Your team's got a great record.
Well,
they are frustrating to watch if you're a fan. I will agree.
Yeah, you think?
I will agree.
It ain't nothing new. I will say this, though, okay? If they could get all their cylinders firing, if they can get Dak Prescott not to throw stupid interceptions, and I've said all year long that he's off, I still stand by it. I don't know where everybody gets on this bandwagon of his that he's an MVP candidate and he's whatever. He is not that. Okay, no. I'm just gonna say it.
No.
They've got an injury with Pollard. They need him healthy for this run. They need Zeke at 100%. They need all their defensive guys to be in, and if they can keep making big plays on defense, like with Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs and all those, I think there's a chance, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't believe that they will.
No, we've seen them fire on all cylinders, and I think that's why I'm like they'll be back, and that's why
we'll
think.
See.
Yeah, so
I don't think they can to win. If they're not going to get the first round bye, so that means they have to win 3 games in the playoffs to make it to the Super Bowl. I don't see them putting 3 games together against quality opponents. I just don't see it. And with coaching,
and you know what I was just going to say. The one thing I think that's really holding them back right now is Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
When did you hear that? Oh, yeah, you heard that from me.
So if I were to get go back on what I kind of said, and I've switched 3 times, right?
Yeah.
But my at the beginning of the season, my pick has been Chiefs Packers. That was my pick at the beginning of the year.
I think I had that too.
I think that
I'll pull out my other book.
That makes the most sense to me.
I think that's what I picked.
Right now.
Yeah.
I think that.
Gosh, I hope not.
Yeah, I
hope the Chiefs do it. I just can't stand
I want to see my buddy Aaron Rodgers
win
one more.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
He's not your buddy.
Yes,
stinks.
He is. He just doesn't know it.
I think that the Packers are probably the top of the NFC right now if we were to look at it. And I think that it's not Tom Brady that's aging, it's the whole Buccaneers that they're going to have to go through another playoffs, which I don't know what that'll look like. So it'll be interesting.
And there's something to that because just from experience, the Dallas Cowboys back in the early 80s, 80 through 85, first 10 games of the year were outstanding.
Yeah.
You go back, they were 9-1 and 8-2. but the age creeped up with them.
Yeah.
Randy White, Tony Dorsett,
Sure.
Danny White. All those guys started aging.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't play that schedule. And hopefully that's what's going to happen to the Buccaneers unless they're all on this Tom Brady diet.
Listen, they all might be, but
Yeah.
Avocado ice cream.
yes, I can't. It's
Whatever.
going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
got a Devo for us?
I do have one. It isn't the one I wrote, which I'm still working on, but
Yes.
hopefully in another week or so. But I do challenge all of us after the first year, start, maybe once a month, write our own Devo.
I'm in.
Possibly. Okay.
I'm in.
I will hold you accountable to that, guys.
You got it.
Okay, my Devo tonight is on Numbers 6:24 through 26, and this is called the Lord's Blessing, Food for Thought. Verses 24 through 26 and chapter 6 of Numbers, and I'll read the passage here in a second. These verses are the desire of God's heart for his people. What more do we need? If God of the universe, the creator of all things, is favorable toward us, then we need nothing more. God always wants the best for his children. His desire is to bless us. The meaning of the word bless is to make somebody or something holy. To bestow holiness is on somebody or something is a religious ceremony. Just by accepting Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, we become holy under God's umbrella and righteousness. God is our protector and our defense. He wants us near him. The word keep that is used there is the descriptive of God drawing us to his own bosom where we will be safe. His promise is not only to protect us, but to take care of us. As God watches over us, his face shines upon us. When God's face shines upon us, it is his favor and acceptance. Remember that when Jesus was on the cross, God the Father had to turn away from him because at that moment Jesus took our sin upon him, and this made him sin. God, being a holy God, could not look upon his own Son at that moment, and in his eyes shifted from being upon his Son and looking upon us in Christ. We are his righteousness, and God's love focuses on us. He is delighted with his children and treats us with kindness and goodness. God's countenance is the expression on his face when he sees us, and it is a permanent smile. He is not disappointed or angry, as some think. God is pleased with us regardless of what we do and don't do. We are in Christ and no longer under the curse, and we are in his eternal favor. God does not measure his love for us by the actions or words. He does not have a measuring stick that he pulls back when we mess up. We are in Jesus, and that is who he sees and when he looks upon us. And then the passage on that is Numbers 6:24 through 26. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace.
The blessing.
The blessing, absolutely.
May his favor.
Isn't that a great song?
Yeah.
Yep.
My wife crushes that song. She's
Yep.
pretty good at it.
Yep.
She's a pretty good singer.
Yep.
She crushes a lot of songs.
She's
Yep.
pretty good at what
She's
she
a
does.
rock star.
Yeah.
She is. She just, I wanted to.
She needs
that's
to go on
that's a whole
American
other
Idol.
thing. She needs to go on The Voice. Or
Yes.
American
I-
Idol.
Yes.
I agree.
She won't do it because she said my voice is not unique. Yes, it is. Makes me mad. I want to fight my own mouth.
Everyone begs to differ.
Yes, 100%. Anyway, so
Gentlemen, so are we all good for next Wednesday? That's the 23rd.
I will be here though.
I will be on my way to Montana.
Do you want to do next Wednesday?
Why not?
Let me think. It's 22nd, right?
Yeah, it's the 22nd.
I can do 22nd. I didn't do 23rd.
Wait, yeah, because the
Next-
20.
Yeah, it's the 22nd.
Yes.
So
Math. 7 days from now is 22nd. I'm in.
Okay. Well, let's plan you and I to do next Thursday night or Wednesday night. I will send out the picks on Tuesday as I usually do. It will incorporate some college games there. So, any parting words before you take out?
Love you guys.
Yep.
See you next week.
Remember that Jesus loves you, and so do we. And guys, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. And we will see you a week from tonight, 8 o'clock.
See you all.